Okay, Disney, I'm back for round 2. I bought the Thomas Kinkade Disney Colouring Book for Adults, a book that sits on the shelf of many passionate colouring book fans uncoloured because the pictures are, well, a little intimidating. I tried to colour one of these pictures a few weeks ago and it was the first time ever I've given up on a project in one of my videos. I honestly didn't expect this to be so hard. This white is so resistant. My pencils aren't even doing anything now. It feels like I'm trying to colour a shiny magazine page or like I've burnished everything and there's nothing more I can add. The hairspray reacted with all the alcohol ink that hadn't absorbed into the page. It's like trying to colour a magazine page. No, okay, this is even worse. I think this page is done. So yeah, things didn't go to plan, but I'm back and ready to try again because I am never someone to back down from a challenge. I still want to hide the black lines as much as possible, but I'm not making the same mistake as last time. Instead, we're trying some new options today. I had a flood of comments suggesting gesso or gesso? Gesso. So that's my first plan. After some quick tests, I think this might actually work. I'll try some other options too for comparison. So I've got a paint pen, I've got a soft white Holbein, a white charcoal pencil, and a white gel pen. Surprisingly, I think the white gel pen is actually working the best on this paper. The trusty white gel pen I've had for all these years. I didn't even need to buy that white ink or the gesso. In choosing a page, I've decided to colour Ariel and Eric. The Little Mermaid has always been one of my favourite Disney movies and I really love the colours in this scene. Let's hope I can do it justice. I'm going to start with my background because that will give me some time to practice my technique, make any mistakes, and make sure I'm happy with this gel pen method before using it on my main characters. It also gives me something to look forward to as I colour this page over the next few hours or days. I have no idea how long this is going to take. With the white done, it's time to start layering my colours. I'm working with Prismacolor pencils because their waxy pigments blend really well, which is perfect to help me recreate this painted look and will be easier with this thinner paper because it's not really thick or textured enough to do many layers. The key here is to keep my pencils as sharp as I can and to work in light layers so I can keep building the colours and make adjustments as I go. I couldn't resist using a few of my Caran d'Ache Luminance pencils too. I love these pencils and don't use them nearly as much as I'd like to, so why not? While I keep working on this, let's talk a little about what happened last time I tried this challenge. In case you haven't caught up on my last video, I previously tried colouring a page in this book and things didn't go to plan. The white ink I used created an unexpected texture and I spent hours trying different methods to add colour or build up the scene, but I was left feeling like I had failed at my goal. I know many of the people commenting felt like I was being too negative or was too critical of my work, but I decided to keep a lot of that commentary in the video because I think it's important to show that things don't always go to plan. Pretending I'm happy with my art or faking positivity isn't the answer to working through feelings of failure. It's important to own your emotions and to let yourself feel those moments of disappointment so that you can learn from them. I didn't walk away from that video feeling like a failure. I was proud to have given that page a go, and while things didn't go to plan, it inspired me and excited me to try this again today. And all those comments from people who said I was ridiculous to even think that coloured pencils could come close to the painted original, those comments just fueled me to try again. I love trying something that others think is impossible, so here we are. And so far, I'm really happy with how this is going. The gel pen is resisting the pencils a bit more than I had hoped, so I think I need to try a different method. Maybe we go back to the gesso. Gesso. Okay, my hesitation here is that this really leaves a different texture. I'm worried that this will be unpredictable unless I cover the whole page, and I'd love to try this, but not halfway into a project that I've already spent 4 hours on. What about my Faber-Castell Pitt Artist Pen? I only have a large one of these, but this doesn't create a texture like many of the other pens, and I'm sure that someone suggested this in the comments of my last video. So let's try it. Okay, I think this is my new choice. I'm skipping the gesso. I'm skipping the gesso again. I'll try to get some of the current gesso off with a moldable eraser, and hopefully it won't make a huge difference. Most of the gesso came off enough so that it's not affecting the texture, and the Faber-Castell Pitt Artist Pen is working really well to hide the lines without changing how the pencils perform. Given how that last page went, I am feeling so good about how this is going. The paper isn't warping, the black lines are disappearing perfectly, the colours are blending really well, although some of these tiny details are quite difficult to draw. In all fairness though, the original painting would have been much bigger than this. If you're enjoying this so far, please take a moment to subscribe. While this is definitely challenging, I'm actually having a lot of fun now. Mixing colours is something I really enjoy, and I think this is my kind of colouring book for that reason. These paintings have so many colours in them. Just look at how many pencils I've used here. I don't think I've ever used this many pencils in one picture. Ever. But copying this reference is allowing me to use colours I would never think to use, and the result is beautiful. Sure, it's not original art, and some people might think this is a waste of talent when I could be drawing my own thing, but I am really enjoying this, and that's what being creative should be about, right? So I often like to use a white gel pen for highlights, but something I've never thought to do is actually use this white Pitt Artist Pen. It's actually sat in my drawer unused for a very long time, but having used it now for the background has given me an idea, and I think this is going to be perfect for these water splashes. So using these two pens together and using my finger to kind of work with them a little bit as well has created the perfect effect on top of Ariel's tail, and as you can see, this is a result. Honestly, when I started this page, I didn't know how I was going to do this section, and these pens together has been the perfect choice. Okay, the one, I guess, frustration I'm having with this book right now is that these pictures have been reduced so much from the size of the original paintings that these faces are tiny. I'm really struggling to not completely make these look distorted because they're just so small. These pencils, I am using the sharpest point here, which is not ideal for Prismacolors, and it is really hard to get into these little details. Probably not the most enjoyable part of this page, and yet it's kind of the most important part in making our Disney characters look like Disney characters. So quite often when I'm colouring a page like this, I kind of problem solve as I go and work things out as I'm working through it. So I have a few little ideas of how to do Ariel's glow, but as I'm doing this, it's not quite looking how I want. So I've actually grabbed some yellow paint pens to see if I can create more of the glow like the original picture. One of these paint pens is a bit too yellow, the other one's a bit not quite the right color, and I've got a white paint pen, so I'm just experimenting here to see if a mix between these two and a gel pen, if I can just keep layering and eventually get the right look. And it's actually working better than I expected. I'm really surprised and quite happy with how this is turning out. So from a book that was overwhelming and left me disappointed to a book that now I'm in love with for the creative challenge it has brought me. I am really happy with how this page has turned out, and I'm so glad that I didn't let my first attempt stop me from giving this another go. There are a few things here that I would do differently next time, like not using the gel pen, but that's all part of the creative process, and every piece of art is a chance to learn something new. I still haven't finished Dumbo. He's here waiting in a black and white world, ready to fill it with color. I will get back to him soon, I promise. But if you're still feeling intimidated by this book, I really challenge you to give it a go. You don't have to go to the crazy detail I did today, just enjoy coloring it your way and embrace the black lines, or grab the Faber-Castell Pitt Artist pen that I'll link to in the description if you want to take on Kincaid like I did in today's challenge. Since this video is all about The Little Mermaid, it only feels appropriate that we have a Disney-style ending to this video as well. Look at this stuff, isn't it neat? Wouldn't you think my collection's complete? Wouldn't you think I'm the girl who has everything? Look at this case, the pencils it holds. How many markers can fit on my wall? Looking around here you'd think, sure, she's got everything. I've got Holbeins and Prismas aplenty. I've got Derwents and Tombos galore. You want white gel pens? I've got 20. But who cares? No big deal. I want more.